What's up, football fans? Welcome back to Gridiron Buzz, where the Lima Youth Football Association playoffs are heating up. I'm Lucas, and as always, I've got my co-host Tyler with me. Tyler, Week 2 was wild, and we're now down to the final week. Championship Sunday is just days away, and I can't wait.
Lucas, Week 2 had it all. Explosive offense, hard-hitting defense, fumble recoveries, and plenty of drama. But now we're down to the last two teams in each bracket, both JV and varsity, and the stage is set for a thrilling Championship Sunday. Before we get into the final matchups, let's break down the action from Week 2.
First up in the JV bracket, the number 2 Panthers faced off against the number 3 Packers. The Panthers wasted no time, scoring quickly on a long run after a couple of early hiccups. The Packers, though, fought back, driving down the field only to be stopped at the 12-yard line. Tough break for them, right, Tyler?
Yeah, tough break. But the Panthers made it hurt even more, scoring immediately on their next possession to go up 14-0. Packers, however, showed some fight, coming back with a quick touchdown of their own to make it 14-6. They weren't going down without a fight.
Definitely. But just when the Packers were building momentum, the Panthers responded right away, pushing the score to 20-6. The Packers kept clawing back, scoring again to close the gap to 20-12 right before halftime. It was still anybody's game at that point.
After halftime, the Panthers came out strong, scoring again and extending their lead to 26-12. From there, they shut the door on the Packers and held on for the win. They've punched their ticket to the JV championship game, and they look ready to take on the Gators. Final score, Panthers 26, Packers 12.
Next up, we had the number 1 Gators going head-to-head with the number 4 Cowboys. And boy, did the Gators come out swinging, Tyler. The Cowboys fumbled on the very first play, and the Gators immediately capitalized, scoring on their first play with a beautiful pass conversion.
Yeah, and that was just the start. After another Cowboys punt, the Gators marched down the field, scoring again with ease. Before the Cowboys could blink, it was 16-0. And after another Cowboys fumble, the Gators struck again, making it 24-0 early in the second quarter.
The Cowboys finally found some rhythm later in the half, thanks to a huge 50-yard pass followed by a 30-yard strike to the end zone. They managed to get on the board and convert, bringing the score to 24-8, but the Gators were just too much.
Too much indeed. The Gators would go on to extend their lead and win convincingly. They're heading into the JV championship undefeated, and the Panthers better be ready for what's coming because this Gators squad is on a mission. Final score, Gators 37, Cowboys 8.
Feeling like a winner today. We just definitely have to go out and take care of our business, man, and do what we got to do to win this game.
Over in the varsity bracket, the top-seeded Panthers took on the number 4 49ers, and the Panthers didn't waste any time asserting their dominance. The Niners had some early hope after recovering a Panthers fumble, but they fumbled right back, and the Panthers capitalized instantly.
That first touchdown by the Panthers set the tone. They followed it up with another quick score on their second possession, and before you knew it, the 49ers were down 13-0. Every time the Niners tried to get something going, the Panthers' defense just clamped down.
There you go, Rico.
And offensively, the Panthers were clicking. They added a third touchdown before halftime and never looked back. The 49ers were just outmatched in every phase of the game.
The Panthers walked away with a commanding 30-0 victory, and they're heading into the varsity championship looking like the team to beat. But they'll be facing a red-hot Shark squad, and that's going to be a battle for the ages. Final score, Panthers 30, 49ers 0.
Now this game, Tyler, number 2 Sharks versus number 3 Gators, was full of twists and turns. It started with a bang when the Gators fumbled on their first possession, and the Sharks scooped it up and took it all the way for a touchdown, adding a conversion to go up 8-0 early.
Yeah, and the Gators' problems only got worse from there. They fumbled again on the next drive, and while the Sharks couldn't score immediately, the Gators fumbled again after that. It was like the ball just wasn't sticking to their hands.
The Sharks pounced on those mistakes and rushed in for another touchdown, making it 14-0. Just when it seemed like the Gators might find some footing, the Sharks' defense stripped the ball once more and took it to the house. By halftime, the Sharks were up 20-6 after the Gators finally managed to score in the final seconds of the second quarter.
The third quarter was a defensive grind, but the Sharks found their rhythm in the fourth, busting out a 65-yard run to seal the deal. The Gators' fumble troubles continued, and the Sharks scooped up one more to secure a 32-6 win. They've got their eyes on the championship, and I can't wait to see them face the Panthers. Final score, Sharks 32, Gators 6.
Man, the job's not finished. The job's not finished, man. They came out and played like I know they can. We was a little flat the first quarter. Gators gave us a hell of a fight, man. They defense wasn't relenting. They wasn't just laying down. But in the end, turnovers hurt, and we capitalized.
It's good, man. It feels good to be undefeated. It feels good to not let nobody score on us. We're going to the ship. We just got to finish everything. Now next week, man, we got to finish.
That's right. First up at 2 p.m., the number 3 Packers will take on the number 4 Cowboys in the junior varsity consolation game. These teams are scrappy, and they'll be fighting for every yard to finish strong.
Then at 3:30 p.m., it's the JV championship game. The number 1 Gators versus the number 2 Panthers. This is the matchup we've been waiting for. The Gators have been steamrolling teams all season, but the Panthers have their own high-powered offense. This one's going to be a shootout, and I wouldn't be surprised if it comes down to the final possession.
And don't forget the varsity games. At 5 p.m., we've got the varsity consolation game. Number 3 Gators versus number 4 49ers. Both teams will be hungry to end on a win after a tough week 2.
Then at 6:30 p.m., under the lights, we've got the varsity championship game. The undefeated number 1 Panthers will face off against the number 2 Sharks in what's shaping up to be an epic battle. The Sharks have been dominant, but the Panthers are looking unstoppable. This is the game you don't want to miss.
That's right, Lucas. This weekend is going to be electric, and by the end of Sunday, we'll crown the champions of the L.I.F.A Youth Football Association. You can feel the excitement building, and every player is going to leave it all on the field.
Touchdown.
Let's go, championship football.